Hi, I'm Brent Johnson, and today I have come to Newark, New Jersey. With me is Wolff von Roos, the organist here at Grace Church in Newark. This is an Episcopal church right downtown by City Hall, in a very busy place. And tell me about this instrument here at Grace Church.
Well, right now this is the 1990 Casavant for us organ, or however we say it. This is built in 1990 by James McGregor's Consulting. This is more of an experimental Casavant. This has 49 ranks. It's half tracker, half pneumatic action.
No.
Has these buttons.
Okay.
And has about 2,700 pipes.
Okay. So, and it's in a very traditional case. I would almost imagine it's tracker action, but it's got some little tricks here to make things work.
So we'll push up this button here on the bottom. I usually use this as the grate division, as the couples work down here with this button. But this is the main grate keyboard where everything is here. So it has your basic, French stylings of sounds, Montre, flûte harmonique.
We should say all the names here are very French. It's a Grand-Orgue here in the middle. So
Grand-Orgue, Grand-Cœur, Merci, Pédalier.
So the question is, from an organ from the 90s, is it really French, or were they just French names, as we've seen in some recent instruments?
This is genuinely French.
We do have a French accent. Okay.
I call it the pseudo caveat code, basically.
All right. Well, let's start with the Grand-Orgue, and then we can kind of see how these other things work with it.
Sure.
Let's just start with that mantra right there.
Mantra? So I wish we also had like a principle here we could use, but this is the best we got. Very basic foundation sound.
It's all out here in the facade, so it's speaking very clearly in the room.
And this is actually, the Monto 16 is actually these facade pipes on the bottom. Etc.
Yeah, nice full sound and not too overpowering there.
And of course, it's also down the pedals as well, which you can use.
So as you're saying, little cavalier col here, we have a lot of 8-foot stops that blend together to give us some interesting things. So show me what other 8-foots we got, and then we'll go up from there.
So the flûte harmonique. This is the
lovely.
The bourdon. And actually, these two are not the same.
Oh, okay. So we have a grand corps.
This one is actually located right behind the facade with white pipes.
Right. Okay,
so they got difference,
Yeah, and you were telling me these white pipes back here are actually from a previous instrument.
Yes, that was from the 1937 Austin organ, the original organ that was here.
Okay.
We don't know why that went away. Although I love this instrument a lot, that was a much larger instrument, about 112 ranks.
Wow.
These two actually derive also from behind as well, the white pipes.
Oh,
this is from the original Austin, the Pedal 32.
Thanks. Is that a 1632 unit?
Yeah, basically. Okay. So this is all together here.
I gotcha. So those are the flutes of the Grand-Orgue and the mantra.
Yes.
Where else do we go from there?
So this is its own independent rank. This is the 4-foot flute.
Okay, sounds like a colorful open flute there. We'll have to go look and see.
This is also its own stop, I think.
For principal?
Because it doesn't sound anything like this. Oh, its own different.
How do they sound together? Yeah, nice warm sound. It's just perfect for the room.
Pretty much.
Space. All right. And then they have 2-foot.
2-foot, yes. We have the doublet.
Okay. And then I see a lot of mixture stops. One's a cornet.
Yes, one's a cornet.
Let's start with that first.
The cornet is actually, we just put that back in. For some reason, the pipes were out.
Okay.
Some of the rings were out. They were in a box up there somewhere. So I'm like, put these back in. What are they doing out there? But it sounds one of those French cornets you'll ever hear.
bold sound. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now mixtures. We have 2 of them.
Now this one's more interesting. This one's more of the lower notes. More not as bright.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Or grand furniture call.
Yeah, and this of course this is the
Regular furniture. Just going back to, let's just say just this with the ground furniture, this really gives me that sort of German romantic, like almost Mendelssohn sort of feel. That feel like that would be a perfect registration on this French organ. And if for something really noisy, I think this actually, adding that cornet in, gives you some of that French. Like that. A lot of flexibility there, and that cornet is still really big. It's for a chorus tierce, it's got a lot of punch, but sometimes you want that. So, and you can mix other things in
and it fits.
To blend with it. Okay, and then we've got some reeds in the Grand-Orgue as
well. Oh yeah, this is my favorite one actually.
Oh.
This is the combination clarinets and trombone.
Okay. It's a lovely color, very piercing and full.
Mm-hmm. And actually, if you put these together too with this, it gives them more.
Yeah, it gives a little more foundation.
Yeah.
So, okay.
In a way.
All right, and
then of course we have this. Very bright
and
sounding.
punchy.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's hear the chorus with the trumpet in there. And,
sure.
See what this full thing sounds like. Very French sounding, as you promised. So, all right. That's everything on the Grand-Orgue. Let's go over to the Récit now.
Sure. This is the next
expressive
section.
division. Tell me what we got in here.
So actually, real quick, before we get that, fun fact, these two, this is the front shade. Controls the one in the front, right in front of us.
Okay.
But also there's a trick in the back. There's a back shade, which is on the other side of the wall. So it's behind you. And it has a little really cool trick, which I'll show you a little later.
Okay.
That's the back shade. And you'll hear that more once you get more louder. It's more of the, I want to call it semi loud. You know?
Okay.
You'll know what I mean when you hear it.
All right.
Starting with the swell, we have, of course, more flutes. Of course, 4-foots. And of course, your risky strings. or Celeste. All that.
Lovely.
Actually, these three all together is going to make a really nice sound as well.
Yeah, very nice.
Not as much as you'd like in a Swell, but it does a job really well.
Well, certainly, yeah. And in this building, again, there's the right amount of sound for the space.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Do the Swell, the strings for me one more time, but just and close the box down all the way as you go. Yeah, making use there of the sort of not double expression but partial expression.
Yeah.
And these are mechanical.
Yeah, these are actually a lot heavier to push than you think they are, because this is why I go to the gym. Easy for me to do it, but like if you try to push it yourself, here, try and push it.
Let's see if it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm used to mechanical ones. I think I would know. You're right. That's heavy for mechanical.
Try the other one actually.
Oh yeah, that's really heavy. That is surprisingly heavy. Is my foot on the right spot? Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Huh. Well, all right. Yeah. So good ankle exercises there for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's keep going through the race now. What
Sure.
else we have?
So what I say, the principal, of course, we have those. I'm not sure if this is part of this. It might be its own rank, but I wish it had like an 8-foot principal in this
Let's
as well.
find out. I mean, you can. I don't think it. We'll play down an octave on the 4-foot. No.
Nope, it's a rank.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah, like I said, wish we had an 8-foot there. But of course.
Well, you can combine, I assume, the flute and the string.
Yeah.
To give you sort of a faux principle. To put the 4-foot.
This sound.
It gives you some sound.
Yeah. Of course, you have your mutations, of course.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Of course, you have that. This is your highest one.
So we have a much gentler flute cornet here in the Swell with the
Kind
tierce
of, yeah.
and then a largo. Yeah, a little more gentle solo voice you can enclose
Oh yeah.
on top of things.
This is actually the fun one.
Okay.
The Wahiman.
Wahiman.
Let me show you a little trick though too. This, that.
Strings and flutes.
Very nice.
Yeah, very Parisian sound there.
Yes, yes.
All
very
right,
nice.
that works. Okay, and then we have another couple of reeds in here.
Oh yeah, the hautbois. Don't know why that's out of tune.
No.
I don't know, but it's okay. Trumpet. Bassoon.
I like that big, bold 8-foot trumpet there. That must be a lot of power coming down from the Swell there. Let's hear the full swell now. We've got all those
Sure,
reeds
yeah.
and everything together. It's very colorful. I'm assuming it's probably a little louder out there than right here at the console.
Yeah, it's fun how this works. You can hear things up here, but it sounds a lot better out there.
Well, unfortunately, that's where the microphones are, so
yeah.
everyone's getting the true sound. Well, yeah,
Fair enough.
Way up in the top of the organ is kind of going over our heads.
Way up there, yeah. You can have 2 ladders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's that. Let's tell me about the Grand-Orgue over here.
So, these are, as I would want to describe them as, your Casavant chamats, kind of. So this one, it's not as loud as you think, but it does really good with solo stuff, really good with the blending in with the whole organ, full organ.
Okay. Nice. And it's available at 16 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Let's do the 16 first. And actually, this is actually this as well.
Oh, down in the pedal. Okay.
The same exact stop.
Makes sense.
And of course, you have these. So your French Baroque.
Yeah, right. So those big reeds and that borden that's on the back wall make up the division. But then we have the couplers that we can couple the other manuals to the Grand-Orgue.
Yes. So this actually does really well, the Swell couplers. Actually. The grate's by itself, but thanks to the couplers, you can have more of an enhanced, That's a little effect.
Wow, that's a lot of sound with all those couplers on. Now you're playing it down there using this pneumatic coupler. So, but if that's turned off.
So what that does is so like I said, it's half mechanical, half pneumatic. Yeah. So push this button, it's pneumatic. Push that button off, it's mechanical. So the keys are now heavier down here.
That's all of these couplers.
Unfortunately, that would also mean these would not work without that button.
I see, because these are going to be pneumatic.
Yeah.
Super and sub. So all you're getting is the Swell to Grand-Orgue 8 and the great.
Basically, yes.
Grand-Orgue to Grand-Orgue.
So it's.
And the difference is very obvious.
Oh yeah.
In the weight of the keys, having that pneumatic assist.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that works, and that's also available in the Recita Grand-Orgue.
It does, but it's not as functional.
Okay. So nice to have those when you want to. You can couple everything down the bottom manual and get the full organ.
Yes.
As much as you want.
Especially when you have these, you can put everything on together.
Sure. Wonderful. Well, let's talk about the pedal division.
Yes.
We have a few stops over there. So
these are probably our most powerful things we have, and unfortunately, this is actually stuck right now. So you can hear. It's this stop. It's stuck. We gotta get that fixed at some point. But
it's wonderful to have.
It shakes the entire.
And all of those pipes are out here in the open. They're just speaking right into the room.
Right.
So
Yep.
There's no blocking the sound.
Everybody can feel it. Everybody can hear it. You can't escape.
Very nice.
And I use it every single Sunday.
Wonderful.
Every single Sunday. Like I said, this is. This is its own rank. Nice little
octave bass.
Foot. Principal kind of.
Okay.
And of course, like I showed you these.
It's our 16/8 unit out here in the room.
Also kind of powerful, but not as powerful as the contrabass. But still,
it's not quite shaking the floor like the contrabass.
Nah. Of course, you have your octave. This is actually a really fun one.
Very nice. Yeah, very colorful. And then a mixture for the chorus.
Oh, yes. Of course, you have Swell, of course.
That's our bassoon in the Swell.
The bassoon, yes.
Available there, okay.
And yeah, reeds. We just got these things tuned as well. Here's a trumpet. Clarion. This is a big boy. This is also really fun to have too in the pedal as well.
That's our big trumpet from over here at 8 foot?
At 8 foot, yep. Very bright.
Yeah.
Because this is already the...
Gotcha, the 16 down there. Wonderful.
And of course, this is actually half length, but it's the biggest half length you'll ever hear.
Quite the pedal division.
Like I was saying.
For an organ of just this size, it's got a lot of color, and it's appropriately very French. It's not just French in name. I think there's some real concepts that have come through here.
This is what we call her Mama Cass.
Mama Cass.
Mama Cass.
Well, it's wonderful, but I want to hear a little bit more of it.
Sure.
This organ is freestanding in the gallery, so access to the console area is simply through a door here in the side of the bass. Information about the organ is taped to the door here with wind pressures, the full stop list, wiring diagrams, here's our coupler stack, all of our draw knobs, trackers going up. Our pedals are off to the side. We're seeing Grand-Orgue in the middle. We'll go out and around to the other side of the organ, and here are the offset 16 opens, and a ladder taking us up to the level of the Grand-Orgue. And we've come up that ladder, looking down at the pedal pipes there. And there are simply panels here at the back that open up and allow us access to the pipes. The 8-foot trumpet right here at the back, and the 16-foot next to that. And we can see our cornet pipes there elevated off the chest on a 3-rank toe board. Looking in down the end, we can see some of the pedal pipes and some of the 8-foot extensions. Now, the pipes of the 16-foot bombard and contre-bombard are along a chest along the back wall. Here they are behind us, extending upwards. Down on the far right side, to the right of the Grand-Orgue, we have the pedal chest. There's a panel that allows us access into that. I have a ladder that takes us up to the racy here, so up we go. And from up here we have panels to access the racy, and we also see the trebles of the bombard as well as the tops of the 32 and 16-foot pipes. This is looking into the racy. You see the Vaxiana, the oboe, and the trumpet, and other flute work. And opening another door a little farther down gives us access to this part of the racy where we see the 16-foot reed. And down at the far right end of this walkboard, there's a panel that opens up, and we see the Grand Corps reeds here. This is the Trumpet Royale on one very compact chest. We're directly over the pedal pipes that are on the same level as the Grand-Orgue, all hooded and speaking directly down the nave. I've come back down to the floor level. This is the Borden 16-foot that's behind the chest. There's some new trebles that have been tubed off. And here out in the gallery we see the 16-foot opens. Only thing left from the original Austin organ. Wolff, thanks again for letting us come in and seeing this instrument, inviting us in. This is fantastic. I didn't know this instrument was here.
It's
right
a rare gem.
in downtown Newark, where there's also lots of cars and radiators and all kinds of sounds that hang along. But this thing still sings through, and we're here on a very mild day. It sounds great.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, you haven't been here very long.
No, I just started in last July.
Yeah, so you're still getting to know this instrument and all of its little quirks and things.
The history and everything. The whole full package.
Well, and you were telling me it needed a little bit of work, and the work
yes.
has been done. James Polizzi is a technician here.
Yes, fabulous job, fabulous.
Did a fantastic job. Yeah, it all sounds great, and I'm glad he's here taking care of it. So thank you to James. Thank you to watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up down below. If you enjoyed the great job Wolff did playing, give us a thanks and a comment down below as well. And this is the first stop up here in New Jersey. We have a few little things we're going to see while we're in town. So like I said, you're new in town. This will be some exploration for you as well.
Yeah.
So we're all going to learn something new about some of these instruments up here. And I know you'll want to see some of them. So make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Click on the little bell to get notifications because those videos will be coming out usually on Sunday, so I hope to see you then. Until those videos are out, remember you can always find streaming classical organ music on our 3 stations, OrganLive.com, Positively World, and The Organ Experience. Before we go, there's a song this place is known for.
Yes, America the Beautiful. This is where it was written.
It was composed, right? And if a church is known for a song, the organist has to know how to play it.